Peace.
Yes.
Thank you for letting us talk to you today.
Thank you.
You're on your 22nd year of Calgary, right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So were you one of the first show in Calgary?
Yeah, we were. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like no show?
No, there were no shows in Calgary. I mean, we've gone to Toronto a bunch of times. I'm like, this goes over so well. Yeah, we did our first show at a hotel, did 2 hotel shows, 2004, 2005, and then moved to a convention hall.
So you didn't stop there though, right? Like you improved every day. It's a business, like a big business, right?
Yeah, no, it's all about having the best show possible. About it's like your tattoo. You know what I mean? You never go, okay, cool, I'm exactly where I want to be, and you're always improving every day. We were talking about it the other day. Chuck, if you can improve 1% every day over the year, you're 3 times better.
So you did the same with the convention as your shop?
Yeah, we try different things. Some things don't work, and again, and some things do work, and then we try to be original each year. So
what would be the worst fail that you get?
Well, not the fails, but like we used to do roller derby and dodgeball and stuff. But that takes up such a big area in the hall. You think about it, you're paying rent on this hall. Most halls for one hall is like $50,000. So you're paying $15,000 for that area. You're like,
for entertainment.
Shit, that's a lot of money.
But entertainment has always been a good part of your show, right?
Yeah, definitely. We want to make sure that people have value for them. You know what I mean? They're not only coming in, experiencing the artists and stuff, but we want to...
The visitors.
We want to keep them here as long as possible. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to come in with the artwork and leave. Like, come watch entertainment and maybe look at the art. So now we've had people tell us that we used to come every year for 3 hours. Now they come for 12. So that's a good thing for us. That way the artists are getting very much exposure.
So did that open overnight, or you basically found it every year? It's like, we need to do something. We need to do that.
Yeah, the first year we started off with, the hotel show was pretty good. Once we moved to the bigger hall, I've always wanted better trophies. I've always wanted a better stage, you know what I mean? But I didn't have the means back then. Now we have a budget, you know what I mean? I have 2 partners that know that stuff.
Who are your partners?
Tara.
Yes.
They're good with money, they're good with books, I'm not good with that at all.
So you sort of the thing you wanted to do, and
they do all that stuff, and that way I can concentrate on. Last year we tried a UK invasion.
Yes.
So we brought over as many artists as we could from the
How did that work?
Good. Yeah, it was fun. It's just a little different than usual. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that kind of thing. So I like to concentrate on the artists, and I deal with the help board. And my partners do all the business side.
So basically, that was how long ago? 10 years?
We'll be partners with 8 or 9 years.
So did the show change since that? You still did.
We went through a couple of glowing years where, I was exhausted. These kids, people think tattoo shows are money. If you're rolling the dough, they're not money.
They your mothers.
You want to do a good show? You gotta, you take chances, like some shows don't work out, like especially I don't stress about this one because it's a new idea, it's being a winter show, but the other shows we have a formula, we know what we're kind of advertising, we have a budget for entertainment, and we just change the entertainment, but it's the same sort of budget. And
same recipe.
Yeah, exactly, we're all within those numbers, so now we don't stress about, because people come back, we give them, that was the goal, to build the show year in, year out, so that
for the long term.
Yeah, so that we know a certain amount of people are going to come to the show every year, because we give them value for the money. That they have the entertainment on the stage, as much cool stuff as we can do, so we know they're probably going to come back.
So right now the winter edition is the first time. How many was this?
130.
130. So that's a big difference from October.
Well, October we had 700. I'm still suffering. My leg is.
Really?
It was.
So you'd say it's demanding to come to walk every day?
Oh, it's crazy. It's easier now that I have partners and I have people that help a lot more.
Right.
But I'm old. You know what I mean? I could bust my butt a little harder 10 years ago. It's hard now.
You probably did too, because you also got Edmonton, right?
Yes.
How did that come about? Like, it's not your town, but it's province.
Yeah. can't remember. I think it's just growing the brand. You know what I mean? Like, so we have a warehouse. We have sleep units. Our health board is quite thick.
So you own those items.
Yes, I have the sleep units with had little hot water heaters in there. Like, spent tens of thousands of dollars on those. So, you know, you have a warehouse. So you're like, you got your warehouse that's 36 grand a year in rent. So if you have 3 shows, then it's only 12 grand a show, rather than one show where you're going to pay 36. You know, so it's kind of like, it's not about making more money, because you're paying your bills on a piece.
So it was easier for you to, but maybe not easier, but it was making sense for you to do this winter, to do Edmonton, because it's all the same, different time.
Yeah.
So you sort of save.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried back-to-back weekends. Calgary and Edmonton, we did that one year. It was good, but the Calgary show, because it's the first one and it's more known worldwide, it's easier to get into artists too. So people, even though we're going to Edmonton to do their own show, a lot of them didn't go to that show. They came to Calgary the next weekend because we had a slightly better line. It's the same with a lot of it, like the comic show. The Calgary comic show is bigger than the Edmonton show.
Are you involved with the comic show?
No, but it's just like that kind of thing, right? Like, because it started here. So it's had several more years of growing. We did our first Edmonton show in 2005, so it was quite early on. We did one show when we lost a little bit of money, so we stopped. Then we went back and did one more show. Then we had there was a guy that did a show, like using our name, our all that, a non-tattoo. So we went head to head with him. That cost us 30 grand a year for 2 years, and now he's done. But stop, all of it, right? But it's just like that's the tattooing, right? You never want a non-tattoo artist to do it.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they don't have pride or they may have a little bit, but they don't. I don't think
it's not very providing.
Well, it's a tattoo.
Yeah, and even physically either. You know, some people are not fit to do that. You know,
yeah.
They try, but they fail because they don't have the recipe. Or
it's a risk. I mean, it's like our advertising budget. You know, we spend $25,000 to $35,000 a show, and I think if you're starting out on a show, like it's hard. Like my first 10 years, you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't have money, so I would.
You were tattooing at that time.
Yeah. I have a tattoo shop, so it's like. I remortgaged my house 3 times, and then it's you know, like you need that. So I don't have 40,000. You got to pay and all that. So
that was your gamble at one point. Like
am I losing everything? My gamble. But you know, it's just once you're in it, you're in it to win. You know what I mean?
True. Only participate, and it's hard not to come to a convention, right? Like,
yeah.
You see your friend, you see your tattooers, you see everybody, and this time around in winter. There's less people, but man, they have fun. You know?
Yeah, this like just people miss the old shots. You know what I mean? There aren't too many. There aren't too many old timers here.
See that?
But but people miss these smaller shows, right? So we're going to shrink the fall show from 7:30 down to 6:30, and then this show will stay around 1:30. And that way, it's the same amount. We're not sucking too much business out of the city. That's an important thing too. You don't want to do a huge crazy tattoo show and then local artists don't put business for them.
Right. So because that's what happened until here comes
some balance, right? So we did the math. It's like having an extra studio in town for a whole year. So we try to keep it in there, and then So and a lot of the artists that come to the Calgary show are from Calgary, from the area. Yes. So it is promotion for that.
You promote local first?
Yes. Yeah. That's what this one is more of.
Correct.
We have Anthony Michaels and Feature. Yes. A couple internationals. Yeah. Well, that does it. That brings more people through the door. They want to see international artists.
Visitors.
Yeah, exactly. And that, in turn, promotes local artists. This one is 90% local artists. So if we bring in international artists, more people come through the door, the local artists get that promotion.
So you would just say that's a secret for anybody that wants to be successful?
I think so. I think you know what? It's in every city. Every city
can do the same thing.
Has its own formulas. You know, in Calgary, we can put up big banners on the overpass because we partner with a charity, and that way we can put up 8 banners on overpasses.
So that's like a loophole.
It's a great advertising.
Yeah,
that's not available. So it's the other thing.
So same problems, different city.
Yeah. So
Fairly different.
you know what might work for me here might not work for someone in Toronto or Montreal. You know what I mean? Like it's different. I miss the good old days. The good old days when people used to read the newspaper.
Yes.
Miss that stuff. I mean, we used to spend $17,000 with the Calgary Sun. We do full page. We could hardly full page ad, and then the weekend of the show we got 2-page ad. Like people knew.
So
That's not
20
available.
years down the road.
That's not available to us anymore. Like
What do you do now?
we put it on online, like it shows up, but I don't think it has the impact that it did. You know, even though we're growing and all that kind of stuff, our biggest numbers were in 2007. We've never reached those numbers.
Was that like the renaissance of tattooing?
No, I think we had cat money that year, so that was just
Cheers to Jan. Where you been?
yeah. It was that striking it right at the right moment. You know, it was right before she was crazy famous, but everyone knew who she was.
Yeah.
You know, that really worked out for us that year.
So, as a tattooer, how old were you as a tattooer when you started doing shows? Like,
Well, I'm 57 now, so 47, 37, 35.
35? So that's fairly.
So I could bust my balls back then.
Yeah.
Now,
That's still old for like starting tattooing. And,
well, I've been tattooing 30 years.
Oh,
doing
gotcha.
doing the show.
5 years before. So
Well, it's 8 years.
8 years.
So I had my shop. We opened our shop in '96, and we did our first show.
Immaculate
In-
Conception?
Well, it started out as Symbols of Strength, and I just didn't like that name, so we changed the name 5 years in or something. And then we started our shows in 2004.
Okay. And you were talking about the purpose of it is to promote, to help, to confine people and stuff.
Yeah.
So what's you've been very stable. The show's been growing, but what do you think about the status of tattooing these days?
Well, tattoo, it's weird because years ago, my shop used to subsidize tattoo shop.
Got you.
So, you know, it's for anyone thinking they want a quick buck and they'll do a tattoo show, just talk to the people that are doing it, you know.
Yep.
You don't have savings, you don't have relationships anymore. Like it's
Can't get out there.
it's a tough time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, so our shop, so the show would happen, it wouldn't go over so well, so I'd have to take money from the shop because they show all the time. Usually me tattooing.
Yes.
But now, tattooing is so oversaturated. I mean, we were at 8 shop in town when we opened in '96. Now there's 200. You know, so that's
Repeat that.
Now there's 200 shop.
Versus 8.
8. So that slice of the pie, you know, you look at a pizza, you got a full slice.
Yep.
Now you're getting, you know, when you're on a diet and someone orders a pizza,
Couldn't
you just
say.
cut that little slice just getting taste.
Yeah.
That's your business now. You gotta live off that tiny piece of the pie or try and stand out somehow. So tattooing at the shop is definitely a lot. I mean, everyone knows it's a lot slower. I think Calgary is a little tougher. Our economy in Alberta is not that great. Insurance is sky high. Our electric they just found out that our electric company charged us $26 billion too much last year. And they went, oh, sorry. And that's it.
That's it.
You know,
They don't
they
get
get to
back to
keep
you?
it. You don't get it back. So it's like our bills are super high right now. So a lot of people don't have that extra money. But Calgary has.
Is that so?
I think Calgary is one of the biggest cities for that. I like.
How many people, you mean?
Just know the amount of talented artists. We have so many good artists. I mean, we got Deadly, the Texans, you've got Herb, you've got so many good artists that, you know, you see these people online and they're like, oh, you know, if you're not booked, maybe it's because you're an old crotchety bastard and your attitude sucks. Well, that's because that's what's working in your town. Your town isn't oversaturated.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the whole world like your town. Every town is different.
Do you think there's a natural selection these days? You know?
Not enough. I think some good artists are quitting because it's too stressful. You know, there's like, I'm done. So they're quitting tattooing altogether, whereas some of the ones that maybe don't have as much heart as that person should quit.
Maybe less business oriented too. You know?
Yeah, I guess that is we're just dumb. I'm not good at business at all. I'm just
But you were smart enough to ask for help. You know, like.
Yeah, at that point, yeah, I'm trying to get like our shop right now. It's just so many shops, and everyone wants their own shop. You know, I get it; it's a pride thing. I see in the future where shops are going to amalgamate. You know what I mean? Like any shop in Calgary, come join my shop. You can keep it. You know, you can put your name on the window. We'll run 2 shops out of one. That way you're paying 1 rent, 1 gas, 1 electric.
Yep.
You're not.
I've seen that happening on the east side.
And I think that should happen here. I mean, I'm trying to find a shop right now to say, because we just opened a brand new shop. It's gorgeous, free parking, great location. You know, it's got everything that I've always wanted.
It's not too far from here, right?
Yeah,
From
it's
the
outside.
BMO Center.
And you leave the BMO Center, the first building you hit on the way out.
Convenience. So that crazy 20-something years. I mean, you've done almost not everything, perhaps, but what's next? Like, what do you think will be next year? You know, what do you think will change in that next 20 years?
Oh man, I got so much shit. It's crazy. Used to we have our shop. I love to tattoo. Lately, I'm like, I need to do. Even though I think my tattooing is good, you need to always improve. So I've just come up with. You know, you sometimes get a block of coming with words like you're tired. I'm always tired. But I've just powered through and must come up with some original ideas lately, and I'm like kind of re-inspired on that.
Please do tell. No?
How to do it?
Yeah.
Just gotta do it. And yeah, microdosing helps. That's all I'm gonna say. I was anti-drug forever, and I'm like, microdosing wakes up your brain, and I really believe that helps a lot with original ideas. I wish it helped with the memory. So
Is he smoking that?
no, I don't. I hate the act of smoke.
Yeah.
Smoke. I cannot even reach it.
Yeah.
And so
It's crazy. So, but I mean, you got partners now, but that's also a family thing, right? You let your sons go around.
yeah, I live with 2 of my kids. My ex lives with my other kid. I just started a sleeve on my youngest kid. He's got skinny little arms. I told him, I said, you better like this tattoo because it is one of my best ideas. He's weird. And I'm like,
He's got white skin too, right?
oh my God. Well, my DNA is 74% Irish and the rest is Scottish. So I'm a
You crazy bastard.
That's it, right? So it's like, yeah, I mean, we should take them on holiday. People would point, they're like the pale blue kids, you know, that have to be in the sun for 3 days to turn white, you know,
Turn white.
yeah. So they had a really light skin, so those colors really pop. So I'm doing a back piece on my eldest kid, a sleeve on my youngest kid, and my middle kid I feel bad. I've got to come up with a design, but it has to be just as good as the other two.
What kind of a theme you like?
I'm getting back into. I used to do a lot of cathedral work years ago. I push it. No one can hold on. No one. I mean, I did quite a bit of it, but now it's popular. So I'm starting to get back into that sort of thing.
Stop doing that, basically.
Yeah, I'm starting doing that again, just with a little twist, you know, trying to change it up a little bit. For my middle kid, I'm trying to design like a biomech / cathedral window kind of piece.
Okay,
I
like
put
a
those
guy
two
just
styles.
style.
No, just windows, lots of depth. So you got the biomech on the outside, windows, and then more. So just working it down.
So biomech through the windows, sort of thing.
Yeah. You know, try to work with different.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that will work.
So you sort of went back to tattooing not as per you lost it, but love. Right?
No, I've always had love. You never lose that. It's just you can run down. Like I didn't take any day. I don't take too many days off. I think 2 years ago I had 4 days off a year. It's stupid.
Yeah, where's the piece of your life?
Oh fuck. Like I try and take 1 day off a month now. I know that's not enough, but definitely dealing with right now. Like for the last I've got photos still and stuff. And I'm
So it's taxing.
I'm
like,
really
physically.
tired lately too. So it's like it's hard to find energy and inspiration when you're exhausted. But I've been powering through, and it shows you can do it whenever because at my most tired, I have created some of my more favorite techniques. So it is possible to do. We just put out a health course too online. So that's been
called?
What's that?
What's it called?
What's
the name?
It's Clean Body Art.
Okay.
So you go there. It's through David Petra, who
Yes.
used to do the
US
courses.
dude?
Yeah. So we took his course. David is amazing. He's a pioneer in that industry. I've taken blood bowl courses before. They're garbage. Take David's course. It's like, holy fuck, there's
Next
someone
level.
that understands.
He was a piercer, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And a nurse practitioner. Like he just has that And I used to work in a hospital sterilizing, so we get long, great conversations and stuff. And, you know, David's been screwed over a couple of times in business and stuff, so I kind of did it half for him. Like, I took his course. He's a little all over the place, so just like
Streamline it. And
yeah. So we ripped it apart, tried to put it in different sections. It took 3 years. So 3 years of research, adding new sections, taking sections away, condensing, filming, editing. It's online now, but we're still daily, you know, once a week I'll go in there and do a little tweak. You know, like, oh, I don't like this shot of that. Well. Yeah, it's always constant improvement, right? And then we're going to go into different languages. So we're going to go into Chinese, into French and Spanish, film all those. So now the worldwide. Yeah, exactly. It's just to get. There's a lot of things that tattoo artists, you know, we're too concentrated on the art. Sometimes we
that's your new project, right? You got another project you did in the past for booking, right?
No, that was it wasn't really booking, it was for an app.
Okay.
I had an investor that pulled out, left me holding the ball. It's because I'm a risk taker, you know what I mean? And I still have that. It was 2017 that I started that.
Yes.
And no one's done it since. And just there's several original ideas in there that are like it still needs to be done.
Yeah.
So I just need to. I figure I'm going to meet the right person one day. You know what I mean? I'm going to meet that person that has. Right now, I don't have any financial ability to. I mean, the health course, I put $20,000 into it, filming and stuff. But it's all personal time, editing and all that. I've done as much as I can. Whereas an app, you need $500,000 and
easy.
I'm about 499,000 short.
Yeah.
You know, so but I will meet that person. I think in the next year or so. I really truly believe that the right person is going to come along, or the right set of circumstances, and we'll get local.
If anybody listens, you know, you can contact Steve.
Oh, it's like and it's a good way to not separate, but give credit to the artists that deserve the credit. You know what I mean? Like, we can get lost in this room. We can have the best artist that is the best of certain style, yet they're not busy because there's so much stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like, you get lost in the stuff. Whereas this show, we did it by style.
Yes.
So if you want to come in and look at black and gray, they're all in one row.
I noticed
so
that people like that. You got feedback.
Well, that's for the client, so they can see what's available in the city for black and gray. But that's what the app does. It actually takes talented tattoos. The more amazing tattoos you do, the more you rise in the app. And you have a sort of not a rating system, but sort of a rating system. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
what's called the status.
Exactly.
Basically.
So when you look at Instagram, you have people think the more followers you have, the better you are.
Oh, it's a followers.
You click followers and you look, and they're all fake accounts from India. It's like you're just going for that number, so it's very confusing out there. So they're getting tattooed by someone that's not the best. They're just looking at that number. Whereas our app actually goes by, you know, artistic credit. Like, and there's a couple ideas in there that, it just makes it fun. Makes people want to come back to it all the time. But it just takes a lot of money, right? I've actually flown out to Seattle a couple of times to meet with companies, and they just don't get it. Like, they get it, but they're not part of the tattoo industry, so they don't. Like, actually went out there a little while ago. I'm like, I need to, you know, it's time. I need to get this out there. And the one guy I met with, how about you have a 3 He's just coming out with all these ideas. There's just
like a new thing, but
that's not what I'm going for. Like, I get it. You're trying to, like, he makes money the way he makes money, but I'm like, that's not what our business model is. And I don't think he wanted to listen to, we could throw this on. And I'm just like, it just didn't work out. So I just came home. I was like,
tattoos and AI, it's not a great match yet. I don't know if it will be eventually.
I use AI every now and then if I don't have good reference.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
That works really well. If you're writing a bio for your website, which I still haven't done, you know, you just like write out, hit AI, and we use AI for our health course. You know what I mean? Like, it's a pretty stale subject. You're trying to put it out as good as you can, but it's hard to explain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once I went to England to finish it. Too much distractions here. I go to England, I rent a hotel room for 5 days, fish and chips, great snacks, and everyone's sleeping.
Not
So
Black
no
Sabbath,
one.
but Journey, Judas Priest. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Judas
Well, then
Priest.
I'd go to a show while I'm there.
But
too.
yeah, you went to Rammstein a couple times, back and forth, right?
I always, I just work smart, not hard. You know what I mean? Like if I need to go somewhere and work, I'll do it around long service. Right? But I went to England and sat in a hotel room for 5 days just to finish my course. That way, no one can contact you because they're all sleeping right here.
Yeah.
And then you have 0 interruptions, and you're.
Because when the day starts, it's like hell break.
Yeah, exactly. And I get distracted pretty quick. You know, if someone calls me, could take me 2-3 hours to get back into it. Right? So it's.
It's beautiful.
I have a little bit of AD. I need to talk to my doctor about AD. And that's just they do help. Definitely when they're trying to focus.
Just your brain goes in all.
So I sat in borrowed some ADHD meds from my ex and went to England and sat in a hotel room and literally 12 hours
Focus
a day.
was there.
I got a majority of it out. And then once I was done, I was like, it's done, but and then I put it through AI and it's great because it's like this really stale paragraph that I'm trying to explain as best I can comes out in fluent, easily understood, making me sound much smarter than I really am.
And you're
Not
talking to a
paragraph,
Frenchman here, so I use AI all the time.
Oh yeah.
I'm
So
very
it's-
creative, but
I use it for the tools that it's good for. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Like you use it, you're not good at something. I'll use it for that. Right?
Exactly. If it's your last resort, like I like to go off photos of women. I do realism. I don't like the AI females. It just,
With the 6 fingers.
that too. But just something, I don't know. It just doesn't look right sometimes. So I'll use it for like look for a good iris. It's hard to find a good balloon, and so I did a piece with an iris flower that's on AI, fully ballooned iris cow. That's perfect. So it's like that's when I need to use it.
Steve, we've been going for a while here, but you do something quite special to me anyway in your conventions. You fucking tattoo.
No,
Well, you
I'm
just did.
tattooing here. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a small show.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to tattoo yesterday.
Yeah.
My client wasn't feeling sick, so it canceled, but I'm glad because even though it's a small show, I was still run down. I was wearing the wrong shoes yesterday. You have to wear running shoes. I wore my big blanket steel shoes. So I was walking around. That tired me out.
Yeah.
So I was glad, but no, I'm tattooing it. It's a client. I've already started on it. So it's like, it's just no stenciling, no nothing. So, yeah, no, we have a great booth.
I think you're starting a trend there.
So, I can't tattoo it. Yeah, this one's nice, small. My crew is awesome. They can handle almost anything. You know, I have that. Yeah, we have, and they're all. Yeah, they're. I'm trying to think what. They all came from like my kids work, but then we have a volunteer group that works. And they're from clients. I have one client that used to work the ink station. Her friend now works the ink station. She brings her sister.
So you keep it
So it's very close. Yeah, people ask, "Hey, can I volunteer for your show?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't know you. So it's like,
Oh, you might fucking bench me there.
yeah, you want to. Yeah, we've had people saying, "I like to volunteer for your show. I'd really like to work with international artists and see how you do paperwork and stuff." Sounds like you're trying to run your own show and you just want to come and steal all my hard work.
Did that happen before? Like people lurking?
We've had those emails. It's just like our border letters. We do work permits. Every artist that comes to our show has a work permit. So when they get to the border, they send their paperwork and they get a work permit for the weekend.
That's right. You take care of all the people.
That took 6 years to get the border and us on the same arguments, and like they tell me fill out this form, you fill out, they're like, no, you fill out the wrong. It's like there was 1 year I was supposed to setting up a show and they made me do 40 forms, redo them, and I redid them, and then they're like, oh no, you had it right the first time. You're just like
When it back to one
set
thing.
up, right? Yeah. So now that that's done, I mean, it's nice because then we can promote. You can say, hey, you might just if you just come to the show. They can get booked up for the show and not worry about getting turned on the board. Because I've seen that happen at shows, you know. The top
So you
three
take care of
names-
the tattooers.
Yeah, the top 3 names don't show up. I mean, it's not only them, it's your show.
Yeah.
You're not going to
Lose
look.
people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people have to cancel anyway. You know, we always get last minute cancellations of shows, but that way you're limiting that as little as possible.
Second last question. What's next for you for the next before Calgary? Well, the fall edition.
Okay, well, this show. I get a tooth pulled on Tuesday. I'll look forward to that. We're gonna go to England on the 18th. We're gonna try and teach a health course out there. We booked a room, see if there's any interest. We're gonna go check out a tattoo show there. I go to Cheltenham where I tattoo sometimes. I have 6 days booked there for tattoos. Then I come home, go to the Edmonton show right away.
Yes.
We do the Edmonton show, and then I'm probably gonna film the languages for the health course between May and September. We have the Stampede here in July. It's an 11-day festival. Our shop is right at the entrance. 40,000 people walking by our shop every day, so we tattoo from 9 to 3 in the morning.
So brush up on your horses and cowboys?
Yeah, it's all we do is cut. So that's exhausting. I'll probably need a few days off. So July is kind of tough. That month is.
So you got 3-4 times a year where shit breaks loose.
That's it. That's why it took so long to get health course out. Yeah, it's showtime. Health course gets pushed to the side.
You don't want to do it that fast either.
And I'm trying to get ahead on the shows. I've got posters for Calgary Edmonton for this year. As soon as the Edmonton show happens, I want the new poster up next day. I'm not that ever.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do that, get a formula going to
Because you know you're going to announce next year.
You gotta do it anyway, so why? I'm a bad procrastinator sometimes, like
It's all in your honor.
work under pressure a little better, right? But that way it becomes a standard, like, hey, the show's out, ended. Thank you, and then a new poster.
It's fairly the same, right? People expect and they deliver. Well, you deliver.
Exactly, and so, you get shit goes on, and you send out posters. I used to send out posters in June. This year, then it's September. So I want to pull
You always have few fuck
way
ups.
back, so we get out proper.
So you always have few fuck ups, but
Yeah, exactly. So I need to procrastinate less, do things earlier, so when things do mess up, I have that bust.
see, what's the website address we can see everything about
For the shows,
festivals?
Alberta Tattoo Shows.
.com. And when is Edmonton?
Edmonton is April 4th to 6th. We're usually at the end of, because there's respect, you know what I mean? I still have respect. Like, other shows, so we have to move Edmonton forward because of Easter. Easter was on our weekend. There's a big comic show in Calgary, end of April, so you don't want to go up against them. So, and then Saskatoon is in the middle, so we have to move it even further forward. You don't want to do it on the same weekend. We're just going to, it's like when we did our very first show. First thing you do, I drove to Smiling Buddha. That was Paul. Hey, Paul. This is your city. Do you mind if I do a tattoo show? And he's like, no, I have no desire to do one. Knock yourself out, and then of course we, give them a booth and all that kind of stuff. But I think that's what the industry is missing. We need a little bit more respect back in.
Like old school respect, but to the day, right?
Just everyone's in it to, I get it, for self-promotion, for making their shop bigger and all that kind of stuff. But I've never emailed an artist in 20 years. Like, I've never emailed an artist saying, hey, you should come work for us. I just put an ad out. Anyone need a change of scenery? We are now hiring.
You come willingly and you'll be happy.
We've had shops email artists 4, 5, 6 times until they get one. So
is it hard to get in the show? It's pretty full, or
we're trimming down this year. Like I said, 100 and some artists.
Right.
So hopefully it's just talent level. Hopefully the talent level rises a little. You know what I mean? Like, everyone starts somewhere. We have you have to be tattooing for at least 2 years to get into the show. We might raise that to 3 years. Not that they're not a good tattoo artist, just it's a different atmosphere. So the likelihood of a fuck up is bigger. Like I said, not used to it. You need a little more experience under your belt before you come here like a tattoo show.
Totally makes sense. It's also like a big tattoo shop, so it's the same but different. But if you fuck up, you fuck up.
It happens, but try to mitigate that as much as possible to keep those down.
Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you. It was fun.
All right.
Cool.
We'll see you in Edmonton and Calgary. Fall.
At Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. You coming to Toronto?
Oh, yeah.
So Dan and Milena will be happy.
Yeah.
And I will see you there as well. Cool. Perfect.